Hey gang, Lori here, and with running these challenge groups, I get a lot of questions about cheat meals and whether or not they're okay, especially during the 30 days. And I always encourage those in my group to try and do their very best for 30 days. And your best, that's up to you to decide what your best is, but being realistic and honest with yourself. The overall question as to whether or not cheat meals are okay. Well, there's three different types of people, or three different ways one deals with cheat meals, and identifying which way you deal with cheat meals will help you answer that question yourself. The first type of person, they really have a hard time keeping it to just a cheat meal. You're doing great, you're working out, and you're eating clean, and you have a planned cheat meal, and it turns into a cheat meal and a cheat day and 2 days, and you end up beating yourself up and getting depressed, and it turns into a spiral, and it's almost like an addiction where if you are confronted with what you're trying to avoid with the addiction, it's hard for you to stay in control. And so if that's your type of personality, where if you can't just have one cookie, if you can't just have a bite, if you can't stop yourself from binging, then I would say to avoid a cheat meal. Uh, you know, to not put yourself in that situation, not set yourself up to fail. Now, I'm not saying to never do a cheat meal, but I'm saying until you set a realistic goal and you reach it, then don't do it. Say, I am not going to have a cheat meal until I. And it doesn't have to be a goal that's based on your weight loss. It could be, I'm not going to have a cheat meal until I have pushed 100% in all my workouts for 6 days a week. I'm not going to have a cheat meal until I can do 10 push-ups on my toes. I love the goals. Instead of having deadline goals, I'm not gonna, not gonna have a cheat meal until Sunday. I love I'm not going to do a cheat meal until, and do it as a forward movement progress towards your fitness goal, sort of a goal. So I'm not going to have a cheat meal until, and that way then you're building confidence in yourself. So when you can do 10 push-ups, you might be able to have a little bit more control over having a cheat meal. But for the 30 days of my challenge group, if you're the type of personality that can't control yourself, then I totally encourage you to go 30 days without that addiction being placed in front of you. The other type of person is somebody who says, I am so on it, I'm going to reach my fitness goals, I'm not going to do any cheating at all. I am 100% committed, I'm all in. And then you are downright cranky the whole entire month, and nobody wants to be around you. Well, that's not realistic either, because you can't live a lifestyle cranky. We're trying to set up goals and make changes that you can live with for the rest of your life. And so somebody who has the type of personality who's like, I'm not going to eat a cheat meal, and then is completely unable to have anybody around them, I'd say cut yourself some slack. And I would say give yourself that I'm not going to have any cheat meals until. And again, set it to be a goal that pushes you and makes you get out of your comfort zone. And then give yourself some credit. Give yourself some slack. Because to be honest, one cheat meal is not going to make you fat overnight. Just like one clean meal is not going to make you healthy and skinny overnight either. So that type of person, I would say, yes, give yourself some cheat meals to help you be able to establish this as a lifestyle that you can continue. Now, the third type of personality is somebody who is more balanced, and it's the type that, it'd be great, and this is what I have always strived to become. I was the type of person who, if I was placed in a situation where a cheat meal was in front of me, a treat or whatever it was, I just couldn't stop. And I worked very, very hard And now I am able to be the type of person where I eat 95% clean, 90% clean, depending on what holidays coming up. And I do that, but I also have written in what my cheat meal will be. And it is very solid, it's set in stone, and it is something that I am absolutely without guilt going to enjoy. And so the rest of the week, I weigh whether or not this is going to be better than that. I mean, seriously, I've had it be where, a dark chocolate chip brownie with ice cream and Hershey syrup on top. So I would have that as a cheat treat for the weekend. And only one, not like that and then have leftovers on Sunday, but only one. But then the whole rest of the week, I'd look at what was tempting me and going, okay, is this really better than a dark chocolate chip, brownie with ice cream and fudge syrup on top? Well, then what I would do is I would say if it was like a creamy peanut butter cheesecake, then I would have that, but then I'd give up the fudge brownie. And so that's the thing that I've been able to do is I have one cheat treat a week. Sometimes I have two. If you're in maintenance mode, it's a lot easier to be able to have a cheat and jump right back on it, not beating yourself up and not being cranky the rest of the week for not having one. And seriously, if you struggle with cheat meals, weigh it. Schedule a cheat meal, have it planned out, look forward to it, think about it, dream about it, and then anytime you feel tempted to cheat during the week, weigh whether or not what you're planning is better than what's right in front of you at the time. So that's a little tip that I have on cheat meals, and that's why the answer is yes and no, depending on your personality. So I hope that helps, and if you have any more questions, just shoot me an email, or come visit the Facebook page, shoot me a message there. If we're already friends on Facebook, then you know how to get a hold of me there too. All right.